Honestly, I think it's just another case of fraud.
And of course, it's supposed to be provocative. He's exposing the Jewish community, their use of benefits, welfare, government assistance, etc. They already had an issue with defunding the police when that was a thing, and folks was like, "I'm not contributing to this war anymore."
They're feeling that way now.
So now nobody has money to go to war.
No. Welcome back to Millennial Minds. We are your hosts. I'm Chris.
And I'm Amber. And together we are Creme Brulee.
Yes.
All right, so let's hop right into our first segment, which is the Millennial Insight.
Again, you look very comfortable, baby.
Okay, thank you. Which is the Millennial Insight. And this came to me because there was a viral video going around about a community in New York, if I'm not mistaken, or New Jersey, of the Jewish community and their use of benefits, welfare, government assistance, etc. And of course, it's supposed to be provocative. He's exposing, what's happening. And, this is all hearsay. I haven't watched the video myself, but there's comments about, the families having multiple children and being supported by government assistance in some way, whether it's SNAP.
Oh, wow.
Or whatever.
Okay.
And even pulling their voting power within the community to influence policy related to public schooling, moving funding from public schools into programs that relate directly to their religion.
Sounds eerily similar to the Minnesota thing.
Kind of. I mean, I feel like they're adjacent.
Sounds very similar.
Because that happened what?
Because they
a month or so ago.
What?
Month or two.
Yeah.
That like it was like a breaking story of how money that was supposed to be going toward daycares. I believe it was
autism or something like that.
Something like that, and then people were like going and showing up to these daycares saying, "I want to enroll my child." And they're
nobody
like,
was there.
They're like, "Who are you?"
Your child can't come here. It's just like, why not?
No one's at the daycare, and we're just all confused how these literally, if I'm not mistaken, hundreds of millions of dollars. Taxpayer dollars were going into this community. And really it just sounded like folks was like, hey, we got a line on free money, and you should bring your child to get this subsidy or whatever.
It also sounds like the PPP loans.
I swear I was just about to say it sounds like PPP.
It sounds like the PPP loans
all over.
The word of mouth travels, right? So people are hearing about government assistance, that they were providing to businesses.
But
yet people were using it to splurge on themselves, and it's like, it's a loan, first of all, so you have to pay it back. It's just
financial literacy is necessary.
And it was just a very unfortunate, and it was hilarious. I don't know anybody personally that was doing
neither do I don't
COVID.
I do not.
But boy, seeing some of those cases was like,
I don't know what people thought was. I don't know what anyone thought that they weren't going to, like, this wasn't going to come back.
It was at the, I guess I'm not caping for them. Don't want that to sound like
your thing,
but my guess is when the checks were coming. What were the COVID checks? What were they called though?
I don't even know what they were called, but
they were called.
Let's say an infusion of cash into the United States economy.
We were receiving checks from the government, right? Some maybe $1,200, $1,500, whatever it was. and it was around the same time that they were giving the PPP loans.
Yes.
So I'm sure people that were running through their checks eventually went back and was like, "Well, I can get some more money," and they create a fake LLC. And,
my gosh,
yeah,
we went through that much.
Yeah, and they got a loan, spent it on themselves, and yeah, the federal government is coming back to collect.
Is coming back because
what
if
makes
they
you
won't
think that you were gonna just pay it or not pay it, but you were gonna receive it and not have to pay back? Like, what? I don't know what to think it was actually.
The government is still coming from my student loans, and we talking 10 years later. If they ain't gonna let up on us for something like that, they're coming for every coin that they want, and that's just how I feel. But I thought that it would bring up a really good conversation about how benefits are being used, I guess, within Nashville.
How they're being exploited.
How they're being exploited.
Yeah.
And also about how the framing looks different depending on the community. Like, what are your thoughts as far as
that's a big thing. Yeah.
As far as how the framing looks for our community. I can only speak as being African American, but there was always this idea that we're just living off the government. No Black people don't want to work.
Yeah, you would think, at least when I was growing up, right? I had no idea what welfare was, but I heard about it, through records and, just, I don't know, just other stuff. And you would think that 80% of us was on that motherfucker. The way people talk about it, like, it sounds like, oh, it just is just a typical thing, like when we're born, or like when our family has children, automatically we're on welfare.
We go straight to welfare.
Yeah,
we're getting snapped.
You would think, right? Like, it's a weird thing. But go back to your video. I believe the same person that just posted that video of him being in New Jersey, he broke the story for the Minnesota thing.
Yes, he did. I think we watched this video.
So that was 6, 7, 8 months ago or something like that, before all of that stuff started like coming down.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with this video.
But also leaning into that, it's like he broke that, and then we just saw that his Patreon got taken down.
Oh, not even that. Like, well, I don't know if you saw the comments, but he apparently he also lost his sponsors.
Oh, yeah. He did. He lost a sponsor for that video, and I just think that is so interesting.
Thank God he has a following. 8 million
9 million subscribers on YouTube. He's gonna get paid regardless.
Thank God he has that.
But I'm not caping for nobody who social influencers, blah blah blah. Get your money how you get it. But I just think it's so interesting that he has literally covered scams in every country, every ethnicity, the mega churches. It don't matter who you is. Nobody is out Canadians. It don't matter who you is. He has covered something related to every single group or type of community or people out there. So it is just so baffling to me that the moment he said the Jewish community, I don't know what that is. That has really baffled me for years.
48 hours.
It's like we could talk crap about every Black person. I mean, we see it and read it every day in the news. Oh, it was their fault. It was this, it was that. But it's like the moment Black people speak up and say something,
yes,
now we're wrong. BAFTA. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to bring it up.
I was just thinking that.
But I'm just saying, it's like the moment you embarrass these men on stage, knowingly or unknowingly, right? On purpose, let me change that. On purpose or not, regardless, these two men are supposed to suck it up and keep moving. Yeah. But the moment you call out something within the Jewish community, you hate all Jews. You're banned. We're taking your sponsorship.
Anti-Semitic. Yeah.
It's just like, oh goodness.
It's like, it's not that deep. Like, there's people with like very dangerous rhetoric out there, right? That has a platform that are saying like very foul things.
Yes.
So I just think that if a group of people start to become above critique,
Yes.
that's a problem.
And that's
And
what I
then it's
feel.
just like okay, so what is it like? What because we're not saying anything. We're not like wanting harm or anything like that. We're
Right.
just literally questioning. Like he was asking him a question, and the dude was like pushing back, and
It's literally a
it's just
critique.
yeah.
It's just
He's
a
just like,
critique.
what are you doing here? And it's just like you can't even have an honest conversation because now I don't know if like it's just like a sensitivity thing, which
I don't
I can
know.
imagine, but we also have a level of sensitivity as well.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like the
But
moment
also we are at the bottom of the totem pole, so it doesn't matter. I feel like if anything, I'm allowed to be even more sensitive because of just how
it's like
stepped on.
it's like our pain need like it's like we have to just tolerate the pain. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes,
just accept it. It's just like, oh, it's not that bad. It's just like no, like that is a very
we
hurtful
didn't
word.
enslave you. I have black
Yeah, the
friends.
gaslighting and the pole
Okay.
moving or the goalpost. I said pole moving. Whoa, the goalpost moving. It's just it's so disrespectful.
Yeah.
And you know what they actually put out BAFTA? They actually put out another statement, and they said that they clipped it because I believe Smokes, the lady that plays Smoke's wife in the movie,
Mhm.
right? The voodoo lady and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So she was on stage and he said it then,
Mhm.
right? But they removed that part,
Mhm.
and they thought that they removed the whole thing. So when who was it? I think it was Universal or one of them like the
Mhm.
big studios. They Warner Brothers.
Warner.
They reached out and was like, "Hey, remove that." They thought they had already did it. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to go back. You have a team full of
You have a
people.
2 hour delay.
2 hour delay. You
I'm
have a
just
team
saying
full
that.
of
I mean,
people.
that's enough
You
for
have a team
me.
full of people to make sure that you're editing properly and make sure that we're not missing anything. You know that guy is in the crowd. So yeah, you don't want him to say anything that's going to be ridiculous.
If
So
anything, for every black person, let's smoke screen. I'm just saying. I don't know for it. Like we should just go back to every time a black person went on stage and just double check. Honestly, and
yeah.
like so, I just think that recentering the
Yeah, I'm about to say now,
conversation.
not to get back, not to get off topic, but to answer your question, I don't. I just think it's the power of the media. It's the way it's framed. I mean, what is it like? 40% of white Americans are on it. Or it might be
Or
more than
something
that.
like
It
that.
might be more than
I think
that.
it may be a little bit less
It
actually,
could be.
but
It could be less.
what I do know is that it's always framed as though black people or people of
We're
color
the only
are
ones.
the only ones using welfare. We're the only ones trying to get over on the system. We're the only ones who benefit, and that's just simply not true.
Well, and yes, correct. Right, it's not true.
It's simply
However,
not true.
however, to answer your question, um, I'll just say this: depending on how that video is covered, like if there is an investigation and they go look into it, the way they were talking about Minnesota and the Somalians and the Africans up there, it's going to be interesting. Do you know that the person that benefited the most? And I apologize for the listeners. I didn't mean to like pop my lips like that.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy. But the person that benefited the most, I think she racked up like $100 million. White woman. Did you hear about that? They
From the
actually,
Minnesota scam,
yeah,
yeah,
it was her. Like, well, not her, but she was like
she was the leader.
she was the leader
Yeah,
of all of that, right?
I'm just saying.
However, those 60 people that they arrested and interrogated, do all kinds of stuff to, they're the ones that were on the front page,
Yeah,
right? So it's like, oh well, what about
funny how the narrative
the
changes
narrative
depending on who
and
we talk about.
people stop talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
Once they
because
realize,
again,
like, oh, it was someone else masterminding this whole thing. Yes, it was.
are we surprised when we see the huge Ponzi schemes that nearly collapse America, or the banking
Madoff.
systems, or you know what I'm saying? What was it? Elizabeth, what was her name? Who had the machine? And she used to dress like Steve Jobs. I can't think of the woman's name. Somebody
What?
drop it in the comments. But she had made a machine or whatever, and they said that it was basically fraud because she was saying that this machine did something that it didn't do, and took money from investors, millions of dollars, and went to jail. It's so crazy how it's like all the attention for these types of things when it comes to a certain community, it's just overlooked in such a way. But the scrutiny for other communities is so high. The goalpost is so far. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think
that's where the gaslighting comes in, and then we're told it's not that deep, or you're crazy.
You're thinking too much about it.
Yeah,
it's just like, okay, sure, yeah, but it made me really.
We have so many examples of this, right? And it's in all fields and categories, right? It's not just the welfare thing, it's in sports, it's in music, it's in business, it's at work, it's just like it's so much that we could put school, housing,
like the threshold for what is right, good, correct, whatever term you want to use, the threshold is so high when the color of your skin looks different, unfortunately. And it's just like it feels like you have to prove more, you have to know more, you have to do more, you have to show up more, right? And then you have to take the backlash more. You have to accept the criticism, as we like to what's the word that I'm looking for? Disguise it as, right? The criticism that a lot of times is not applicable in any way.
Yeah.
I've been in that position, right? I remember I was told that I was not positive, and
was it during that test?
I'm not speaking on any specifics.
Or that survey.
I'm not speaking on any specifics, but and no, it wasn't. But I remember that I was told at one point that I was not positive, right? And I because baby, I wasn't with the office politics. I wasn't with I'm just not. And so I went to leadership and I said, and you said that I was not positive. I am probably the most positive person on our leadership team. And my team can vouch for that. Because they don't seem to call you when they need something. They don't come to you and talk to you in their office about who knows what is going on in their lives, with their children, what they just celebrated. I don't ask for this information. They bring it to me willingly every day, all the time, because I engage with them and I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the people that I work with. So I was like, and it's things like that really, because I got really fired up just now, so I apologize. But it's things like that get you really passionate to push back on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no.
And when you do push back,
I'm an angry Black woman. When I push back,
you're aggressive.
I'm aggressive. I remember having to literally, I remember someone tried to put that trope on me while we were having a conversation, and he was like, "Oh, Amber's mad." I was like, "No, Amber's not mad." And I halted everything I was saying. No, Amber's not mad. I am very passionate about what we're talking about right now, so I just want to make sure that my voice is being heard, because it's typically not, and I'm surrounded by 3 men. Surprise, surprise. So no, I'm not angry, but I'm making a point, and I want to make sure that you are gathering the details to the points that I'm making as to why I don't agree.
Yeah.
Very simple. Yeah. I'm not yelling. I'm literally not yelling. I have a loud voice, clearly. My voice carries. When I say something, I mean what I say. So I'm going to digress on that and bring it back.
Put a button on that one.
And bring it back to should there be guardrails when it comes to government assistance? Should it be a limit of after 3 kids?
Well, I think you have
You
to
know?
prove. You should prove citizenship, right?
Okay. Yeah.
One, like if there are people coming into the country that are illegal but yet still receiving
Mm-hmm.
funding and
Yeah.
government assistance, I think that's a big problem. I think that's where it should start.
Yeah.
Just proof of citizenship. I'm sure that's what they do, but there's ways
Ways.
around it,
Yeah.
and that's unfortunate. So, like, I would like a stronger focus on that.
Yeah.
To me personally, baby, I think I would like to be able to choose where my money is going.
Yeah.
Like as a tax-paying citizen, I would like to choose. I think that'll be really sweet. But besides that,
But I mean, everything. What if everything? What if everyone chooses the same thing? Then you have no money going toward other
I don't
programs.
think everybody would choose it. That's a very
I'm just saying, if the
super
majority of the
hypothetical.
budget, you know what I'm saying, goes toward education or road work or whatever the case may be,
I think
they already had an issue with defunding the police when that was a thing, and folks was like, "I'm not contributing to this war anymore."
you're feeling
So
that way
now,
now.
so now nobody has money to go to war.
No, I think yeah. So start with that first, and then because I'm not sure what, and we'll touch on this later. But Michigan, you have to report any changes within 10 days of your income or just assets, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what Tennessee's
Yeah,
law is
yeah,
regarding that. But yeah, I would just kind of like keep a very very close eye. Like I'm not sure what the guardrails are right now.
yeah.
Currently, do you know any?
I don't. I do know that, the funny thing is that I remember mom making the statement of, people, just because you receive benefits doesn't mean that you don't work, right? So it's not, I don't think that it's that people aren't working. I think that it is maybe
They're not making enough.
they're not making enough, right? And so we understand that. That's why it's supplemental, right? But I do think that there needs to be stronger support in place to help people move from the space of needing to the space of not needing. And I don't think that I think there's a gap right there. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Like, I don't
yes,
know.
but I
And
feel like this is a problem that the country caused. And they need to figure.
they caused us all to be poor. We ain't got no health
I
care.
think it's
We ain't
something
got
like
no
it's something that
benefits.
they widen the gap so much between
Yes.
the wealthy and I don't want to say have-nots, but the non-wealthy people, right?
Yeah.
And it's so large that
I mean, call it like it is, the poor.
yeah,
I mean, it's like
yeah,
you have poor people, you have some people in the middle, and you have some people who are at the very top.
this is a problem that they caused.
And yes.
And so people are needing that, right? Like if they need, and honestly, I think that's where we'll touch on it, but like the changes that we want to see, and I think yeah, it's just something like people just need additional money to take care of their basic needs, housing, food.
But also, like, it makes me think about it's like they're playing in our faces in the sense of affordable housing bullcrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I understand how I could be I understand how they come up with these numbers, quote unquote, of affordable housing. But also, when you think about this median income, this median annual income or whatever within whatever metropolitan area you're in, for Nashville, that is still high. For Nashville, so even if you are taking a portion and saying that residents only have to pay 60% of the median income or the annual income, well, if the median income is 80 grand,
I was about to say 100, but okay, yeah,
then even paying 60% of that, for most people, the majority of people are not making that.
Yes.
To even be able to, quote unquote, afford the affordable housing. It's not affordable housing for the majority of the residents and it's not just Nashville. It's not just Nashville. It's many places around the U.S. that are dealing with this and who are having to move out further and this, that, and the third. But you still want people to come to work. You still want people to be happy making $20 an hour. I'm not saying that it's not a lot, but it's not. When you're talking about going into a metropolitan city like Nashville and making $20 an hour, you can't live in Nashville
doing that
comfortably. Let me add that, comfortably, with 20 and not need SNAP benefits, not need some type of assistance. You can't do it.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're playing in our faces with these fake programs.
Mm-hmm.
Give us real programs and real benefits that are going to actually help people. Yeah. And so there needs to be a bridge between where someone starts and someone is and people are trying to go. Everybody and I think another thought process is that it's like they act like when it comes to these systems or this assistance that people just love using them. Oh yeah, I just love using all my benefits. There are those who will exploit the system and who will use them because they can. There are others who are trying to get somewhere, and this is a vehicle to get there. Yeah. Everyone does not just want to be on benefits all their lives. I mean, have we ever thought about that?
Yeah. I mean, the administration just, cut it. What was it, December? Oh, no, it was November. It was like right before Christmas and stuff like that. Like, he cut it.
I've never been against anyone using benefits. I don't care if you use benefits.
If you need it, yeah.
Yeah.
If you need it, absolutely.
If I need it at any point, I will walk right down to the office. Yes, because I've been paying my taxes. Y'all make sure, as a single Black woman, or not, let me not put Black, but just as a single woman living in this country, y'all make sure I pay hefty on my taxes. So best believe, when I need unemployment, I'm filing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And when I need my SNAP benefits, I'm filing.
Yeah, I don't see the problem with it. and again, well, when I was little, I mean, it was one of those like stigmas, right? Like, if your family was on it, or if you
it's such a stigma.
It's like it was a bad thing. It's just like, no, some people need the assistance, right? Like they're at a job where there's not a lot of growth or opportunity. They're in a community that they feel safe and comfortable in. So they don't want to move, and some people just don't have the ability to do like a lot of different stuff, right? Like thankfully we have the flexibility to do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
We have the time as well, right? So if you have children and you got to put food on the table, well, you're probably going to work, and if you're a single mother or single father,
which is a reality for a
lot of people, right? So you're going to need some sort of assistance in that regard. So again, it's not a completely negative thing, like I am fine. And let me re-clarify, because I know I said that I would like to choose. It's not that I would like to like portion it out, if that makes sense. I wouldn't just choose one specific thing. But my issue is I don't have a problem with it. I'm perfectly fine with helping others, right? Like it's almost like giving back in a sense, right? But we're putting it in the government's hands to do so, and that's the issue.
Yeah.
And so like, I mean, I'm not going to be the first one to line up and like volunteer and stuff like that. Even though I think that'll be a really cool thing. So maybe that's something I should look into.
Yeah.
Is this volunteer work, but yeah, like I'm perfectly fine with the government saying, hey, we'll take some of your money and we'll give it back. To
but they do they're poor budgeters.
Poor budgeters, right?
They're very poor budgeters, and we've seen this year after year after year. And I mean, just our most recent stoppage.
And I don't want to disrespect anybody, but like for y'all that were so excited when Elon was the head of Doge.
That was a shit show.
Y'all were hoping that they would find something. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? It only took a year for him to get out of there and realize that it was really nothing.
No more efficiency can be done. It's just like, what are we talking about?
Yeah. So I'm all for it. Like I want to be able to support in any way that I can, and if it's through my tax-paying dollars, then support, yeah, absolutely. There was an entertainer, who it is. I'll tell you off mic, but he was talking about how he was able to get food stamps,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he was on a podcast, and he kind of just broke it down in a sense, and it was so crazy. He was just like, yeah, just make sure you set your address here, and then you tell them that you're in school, and this is a whole bunch of stuff. And I'm like, at the time, I really didn't think about it. I was just like, oh, okay, that's funny. It's comedian. But in the same breath, now that I think about it, I'm
Yeah.
like,
You're
oh
taking my
man,
money.
yeah.
You're robbing us blind.
Yeah, it's like he went to go get crab legs, and it doesn't help with the stigma. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like that was the first thing he
You're
did.
the problem.
That's the
Yeah.
first thing he did, and it's just like, oh, I mean, like I told you about the guy that he has like he's Section 8 housing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he has like a 3-bedroom, but it's nice.
I mean, there's different types of Section 8 housing.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. There's
okay.
different types of Section 8 housing. So I mean, like, just because it's a nice space, which I don't mind that either. It's like if but again, I go back to there needs to be something to bridge the gap. And I'm not saying that I'm an economist and I know how all this stuff works,
Universal basic income.
but that maybe that's it. I don't know.
I think people, and this is what Martin Luther King was really trying to push through right before he was killed, rest in peace, is that he realized that, well, his fight was bigger than us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like black people. He was just like, look, for Americans, right? He was going around city to city, and he was talking to different people,
Yeah.
and he realized, like, oh, there's so many of us that are like struggling out here, like even in the 60s. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? So
But we've come so far.
long.
We've come so far.
And he's just like, he's like, the American people just need I don't want to say stipend, but they just need a form of like support
Yes.
every month,
Yeah.
just to handle their basic needs. And that's where the universal basic income, that second march that he was planning,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it was going to be about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so he ended up, being assassinated, which is unfortunate. But just think about that, right? Like
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders ran on that in 2016.
They hated him,
2016
crucified him
for that, right? Like they just didn't. I'm like, y'all, come on.
I don't and that's the thing. It's like I can't even say that I don't understand.
That would help a lot.
It's not that anyone doesn't understand why. Of course they would say no. Of course they would say no. How dare
the wealthy? Yeah,
we have a country, and we have citizens who can actually survive. Like, I'm just saying, how dare we make it easier for them to live a basic humane life? Absolutely not, because that's going to eat into our bottom line, and we're capitalists.
Well, and see, that's the thing, right? So even if they were to give us something like that, they would the inflation would be crazy.
Yes, like it would show up somewhere else.
It would do nothing.
Like that 2% raise, 3% raise we get every year. It's for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not because our employers just love us so much. No, the cost of living, inflation is typically 2 to 3% each year.
Well,
what are we talking about, guys? Yes. It's like you thought, oh, I got this raise because I did so. No, it's called a cost of living raise. Slick is what it is, and we're just making sure that we keep you at pace to the pace that the inflation is putting forth.
Right.
It's gonna decrease your income just a little bit, so we're gonna increase your income just a little bit so you can stay right where you are. Are we grasping the gravity of that? We want to keep you right where you are. We don't want you to have more.
You're running in place.
Literally. Hamsters on a wheel.
Yes.
Woo. Literally.
Tin Hat.
Tin Hat is tingling right now, baby. Let me call T. I'm just saying.
Things, yeah.
But it's like, absolutely, why would they want you to get a leg up in this world? Huh? Do better than them? Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
That's not okay with us, because then who has to get taxed more? Whose bottom line is going to shrink more? Oh, so that you can have a better life.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
And a better life is merely paying your bills. That is crazy. That is crazy.
I see that there's a question here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. So we're going to hop into the...
Are we done with the...
Oh, what's the question? I'm sorry.
Let's see. Well, I think this is hilarious, right? I mean, and it's go back to people exploiting, the system.
Uh-huh.
But the lady in Michigan, right,
Mm-hmm.
Amanda Clayton, I believe it was 2012. She won the lottery for like $1 million, right, and she was still receiving benefits. Now, I told you about Michigan law where you had 10 days to report any changes of income or assets. Now, after tax, she ended up receiving like 500 plus, right,
Uh-huh.
which is crazy.
No, that's still great.
I know, but damn, I won for $1 million. Like, can it be untaxed?
No, of course not. Have you already forgotten what we talked about? Of course, it's not untaxed.
It's not a real question, baby.
I'm just saying. I don't know what.
I'm just talking. I know why.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like, it's just unfortunate. My goodness.
Can it not be taxed? Are you crazy?
You brothers and sisters that are gambling, I hope y'all are putting money aside. It is tax season, and if you did earn some, like, I don't know if you got to pay some of that.
No, you do. You got to pay taxes on it.
You better make sure you have some money stashed, yo. Like, that's all I'm saying. But anyways, but yeah, so she was like, this is her reasoning, right? This is reported from CNN.
I want to hear the reason.
She said because they didn't take it away, she thought she was good.
Okay.
And so they were like, no, ma'am. She bought a house.
Oh, okay.
You know what
I'm
saying? It
just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, and her like reasoning after, like, when she went to trial and stuff, what she was telling the judge, and
so she went to court.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lock her up.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she had to pay a fine. Like,
yeah, probably. Yeah.
I don't think they threw her in jail, but like that house that she just bought.
We need that. Actually, you can give it back.
Yes. Get a listing together.
No, but we got an agent for you.
No, but so she was just saying, like, yo, I got 2 kids. Like, she was still unemployed, and so that was the thing. And I think people, if you can, I don't.
Let me add to this because I remember.
Well, go.
I remember applying for benefits while I was in school. I applied for SNAP. I did, but I can't remember quite what the circumstances were. I remember I applied, but I wasn't working.
Was it easy to receive them?
Because the first time I applied, I wasn't working. And I promise you, they said to me, you need to be working at least X amount of hours per week. And I was like, well, damn. I'm just a college student. I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
interesting.
So I ended up getting like something part-time and tried again. And they gave me, I think they gave me like $70 a month. Yep, that's my SNAP benefit story.
And as a college student, I'm sure that was great, right?
I mean, it was something, but of course, you want to have more. I feel like I could use more for the month. I mean, we spend, my goodness, in a week just on groceries.
No, but if you're only using it for food, right?
Yeah,
well, yeah, I get. But I've always heard stories from college.
I mean, they gave me enough for ramen noodle packs and hot dogs.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it was
just
like piece of yo.
Like, what are you, Totino's?
Hold on.
Hold
on. We're not going to disrespect ramen because I used to eat that.
I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but damn, how much ramen I gotta eat a week?
Speaking of, I'm putting that on the grocery list next week, yo.
Huh?
I'm putting ramen on the grocery list.
Okay, you get you some ramen. I'm not eating that.
Yes.
Sorry, the sodium alone scared me. You might as well eat a Zatarain pack of rice. I won't. I will not.
Just drink soy sauce.
Oh, you might as well. I will not be eating no ramen.
No, but there was a former college, like someone that I work with, former college student, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was in California. He was going to, I think, UC Santa Barbara,
mm-hmm.
and so at the time, I believe something was going on in the state of California where if this baseball player hit a home run, then you get a free pizza or something like that. It was crazy. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
It was something around that, like centered based off his performance is like determines like, and he was just like, dude, I ate so much pizza like during that season.
Because, oh my God.
He was just knocking him out the park.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, damn, bro. But it makes me think like, okay, so ramen, maybe pizza. Like, I don't think you're splurging as a college student for some food. So
No.
I just thought like the $70 would be.
I mean, it was helpful. I'm not gonna say that it wasn't
And you were
helpful.
still working
And right, and I was working, but it's crazy that I thought it was crazy that I had to get a job
to
to
just to get,
receive
yeah.
benefits. Where, I don't know, maybe people were lying on paper. I'm not a person who lies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if,
And I'm sure there's
quite
something that they've
possibly
changed.
people
Yeah.
are, doing fake pay stubs and this, that, and the third, acting like they're working to
Just
get
like,
X amount of stamps
yeah. Just like the
for their
entertainer.
families.
Yeah, just like the entertainer.
Yeah, just
Pretending to be a college
and
student. Yeah.
but I'm not, doing that. I'm not them. So yeah, I was an honest citizen, and they
Yeah.
told me you need to work at least X amount of hours, and I was not willing to forge documents. So I got my $70, and I got me a part-time job.
Good girl.
Yes, I am. Thank you. And I got my $70, and I used my $70. Very grateful for my $70. But yeah, it was a very limited budget of
Yeah.
buying food.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah.
yeah. But it is what it is.
Anything's better than nothing.
Anything is better than nothing.
Yeah.
And so, like, but to put a button on all of this, I definitely agree with you.
I am very interested to see how the media
Mhm.
captures that video, right?
I'm ready for the narrative to flip. Y'all been talking about Black people so long. I promise you, it don't matter where we go, we are not alone. We've all seen the memes. It doesn't matter what we do.
Until oldest time, baby, it won't happen.
I'm just saying, let's talk about somebody else. I want to see y'all same folks who get outraged by a Black person minding their business. I want to see y'all get outraged about the Jewish community using up all your tax-paying dollars and defunding your schools, your public schools. I want to see the outrage. Yeah. And that's where I will put a button on it. And I want the narrative to flip. Let's talk about somebody else for a little bit, because I'm tired.
I think the dude said, like, when he asked me, he was just like, "What do you do for work?" He was just like, "Make babies."
That is crazy.
I think he said that.
That is insane.
Because he had like 10 kids.
Oh, like, and that's the thing. It's like, I don't want to go down this road of, like, I'm not into policing anyone. I don't care to police women and what they choose to do with their bodies, how many children they choose to have, how many they choose not to have, how many, they, whatever, or men or anything. I'm not into policing people, but there has to be some type of guardrails. And honestly, people, stop having kids if you can't take care of them. And that's just being real. That's anybody.
I've always felt like
that's anybody. And if you know that, if you understand that you're going to have to rely on some type of, government assistance, at what point can we put a cap on it?
I think it's
government.
I think it's very, very selfish for individuals to bring children into this world and not be able to provide for them.
Like, yes, that is
on a certain level,
or even not want them. I've seen that.
No, that's
no, or not want them. There are mothers who have had 5, 6, 7 kids and never wanted to be a mother. Yes, absolutely. That does exist, and that is very unfortunate.
Fathers too.
Just
spread.
But yeah, let's just
don't really care.
Don't care. Yeah. So, like, I don't want this to be a conversation about us policing other people, because it's definitely not that. But there has to be some type of guardrails. There has to be something. Better scrutiny of documents, better programs for entering.
As a taxpaying citizen, I would prefer full transparency.
Yes,
and I would like my money to be protected, especially if you're going to take some and give it back to other people. Fine, right? But there needs to be some sort of barrier to prevent scams and all of that stuff from taking place. And which, I mean, the Minnesota thing was crazy.
That was crazy.
And I'm sure there's so many more like
it.
But it's just like I just, man, I don't know. I just, me personally, I don't really appreciate the exploitation. I don't.
No, I don't think anyone does. I don't think anyone does.
And I want to be careful about it. You know what I mean? Because there are people that it's just like, you're not, as long as you're not doing that, then
Yeah.
we're good.
Yeah.
But if you're
I do wish there was more programs. I'm not gonna repeat.
more programs,
Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat a lot of things, or whatnot. But I think that's where I'll cut the conversation for me.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll hop into our listener question left on bread.
Okay.
And it's been a little time here. Listener question via Chat GPT. So if you have any questions, please send them over to crimboulet@gmail.com, and we quite possibly can answer it on the show. Life and other things, if you just would like our opinion. But the question reads, my coworker constantly talks about how broke she is. But she also posts weekly luxury shopping hauls and just bought a new car. Yesterday, she asked me to borrow $200 until payday. Do I ask questions or just pretend I'm broke too?
Hold on.
Okay, so for new listeners, we ask ChatGPT for questions to give advice to, because we love to talk clearly. So that's where this question is coming from, and we asked for something super outrageous.
I am currently reading The Highest Bidder by Sarah Kate. And it sounds
like that.
It sounds like whatever you're thinking. It is whatever you're thinking. So the lady, it seems like the book is getting to a point where he's going to be taking care of her. He's a billionaire and stuff like that. If I'm
Okay,
the friend, I'm framing it.
Okay,
If
let's
I'm the
frame it
friend,
up.
how do you know that she's actually spending her money, her hard on, well, whatever money she has on
Okay,
these
so you're
things?
going that way.
I
Okay.
am going that way. So
Okay.
yes, as a friend, you should ask questions.
Okay.
Yeah, ask questions. Because if you can't just give people or someone, a friend, 200, and how close are y'all?
First of all, let's stop there.
I'm not giving my money just to any and everybody. No, if they ask a friend. No, there's only a few people that I would.
Coworker.
And there's a cap on how much I'll give.
This says coworker, so I would actually say not a friend.
Oh, this is
a coworker. So, girl, yeah,
yes, definitely ask questions, and
definitely
honestly,
just say no. Like, what are we talking about? It's very. I know that it sounds.
Well, hold on, she had to have given money before, and so for you, would you have gone up to a coworker just randomly and asked for some money? You know how comfortable you have to be to do that. That's crazy. A coworker. You haven't responded to my email, but here you are asking me for $200. Are you crazy? Get back to work.
This is the thing.
Need to be very careful.
I do need to be very careful. This is the thing. Okay. Number one, first of all, I'm not. And you are on any I'm not on any co-workers, socials, and all of that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't even know that. But the fact that you do know this,
luxury spending,
that she's, basically showing a lifestyle on social media, but living a different lifestyle in real life and needing to borrow money, as you said, you can ask those questions. You can ask those questions, try and get the transparency, my advice would be to simply say no if you don't have it. And also not even if you just don't have it, but if you don't want to give it. I think and this plays into a larger theme of people agreeing to do things that they don't want to do.
Yeah.
And I've been guilty of this myself. I'm sure we all have.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
There comes a point where you have to start living for yourself, thinking for yourself, doing for yourself.
Boundaries.
And if this is something that does not make you feel good, something that you don't want to do, something that you can't afford to do, then the easiest thing to do, or maybe even the hardest thing to do, is just say no.
Do you remember the first time that you told a friend no?
I don't remember the first time that
I
I turned in
remember
front
that
of him.
feeling.
I do remember the feeling though. It made me sad. I
I
will
didn't
say
feel,
that.
but see then. So I'm a Taurus, so we get a bad rap about being selfish.
I'm a Virgo. What do you think I get?
We're all
I'm
selfish.
heartless,
We're
apparently. Cold.
cold.
Mean.
Love it.
Okay.
No, just for that. No, but and so like that moment, it felt really good for me. No, it did because I am the type that, like, you know what I'm saying, like I will bend over backwards. Make sure I said that right. for
Boss.
for my friends and family, you know, give arm and a leg. How that sounds better. For
Yeah.
friends and family, right?
Yeah.
So that moment, it was just like, okay, like, there's some power behind this,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't have to feel obligated to do anything for
Yeah.
anyone, you know. Like, of course, like if my mom calls me, my brother calls me, like I'm picking up that phone, like
Yeah.
if they need something,
Yeah.
you know. But a friend, let alone a coworker,
A coworker,
you out
actually,
of your
you're.
mind. the
Maybe we're not the people who should be given advice.
I apologize. Let me be very respectful here. You're crazy.
No.
Oh no.
You said let me okay. Well, I'm dead. That's funny.
Let me be
Well,
respectful.
well, on that
Look.
note,
I could see if it was a friend, but a coworker.
we're done. Yeah, that's so basically our advice is just say no, or
Better start a GoFundMe.
okay. I do not need any more. I do not want to see actually another GoFundMe. I'm tired of that too. I'm tired of that too.
Honestly, I think it's just another case of fraud.
Everything is
Everything is fine. That is funny. Like the album. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
oh god.
It's another case of fraud.
Everything is fraud at this, and the amount of GoFundMe's who have later been discovered as
Getting
being
crazy.
scams is outrageous.
It's getting
the
crazy.
number, like, oh gosh. Okay, I'm done. So we're moving on. Finally, let's hop into
What's on my mind?
what's on our minds.
Yeah.
What you got on your mind, baby?
What I got on my mind is
Oh gosh, that was hilarious. That was a great laugh, baby. Thank you for that. Thank you. Truly. Go ahead. What's on your mind, baby?
oh good.
Oh,
What's on my mind is, just getting healthy. This is the
yeah.
second week that we've been back.
Mm-hmm.
I think the focus right, I won't say right now, but like, just stuff that's like on my mind.
Okay.
Relax.
I'm sorry.
Jesus.
We're so serious sometimes.
It's worse behind the scenes.
Oh gosh.
She is out
I've
of
been
control.
told that I am jovial naturally. Okay. So sorry.
But yeah, just really just getting focused. I mean, not focused, excuse me. Just getting healthy. I feel like the sinus issue that I had
Yeah.
a couple days ago, like I feel like I'm completely behind that, but it just doesn't help that rain is coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's rain
saying?
all
So
week.
I have to be mindful of that. And yeah, just that's really just it. And got a couple of pretty big meetings this month.
Fun.
Regarding I guess like
Just big meetings.
big meetings. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say too much, but a couple big meetings coming up. So should kind of it should really shape how the rest of this year will look.
Yeah.
On a professional level. And
Oh, that's fun.
yeah,
That's fun.
I'm looking forward to it. So I want to get it out the way,
Yeah.
because it's because April is like our big month
Yeah.
for a lot of things.
Yeah.
That it really like shapes departments and stuff, or like that time. I'll give you more context.
Okay. Thank you for that.
I'll give you more context later, but yeah, that's just really on my mind, and just making sure that I go into those meetings prepared, and you know
So what's on my mind
What's up?
Was a story that I read. Not read, but kind of got like a high level, view of with Meta's Ray-Ban glasses and
Oh,
privacy.
okay. How
Yes.
long have they been around?
I don't know, they've been around for a good little bit. So this is the thing. They did a launch.
It's Ray-Ban, y'all overcharging.
They did a launch a little while ago, right? And I remember when when they first came on the scene, it was kind of a flop, if like I'm being honest.
Absolutely.
Like I believe like it was like a huge flop because no one was going out and buying glasses with the
I went to Sunglasses Hut, I think that's the name of it. And I was looking for a pair of Ray-Bans, and I got a story to tell you about that.
Can we? Okay.
It just hit me.
Oh my god!
It just hit me. But so I actually saw them firsthand, right? Like I saw they had a pair of them. They were advertising, and the lady that was working there was trying to get me to walk away with them. You know what I'm saying?
But if you get them now,
she was dropping the price and everything, and I was just like, nah,
no,
yeah, they just didn't look good. They were like thick, and you know the camera was so big you could see it.
I think also they were on. It was ahead of its time, right? Because now we weren't ready for it. It was just like when Zuckerberg was talking about the metaverse and turned off
Virtual
investors
reality,
and
virtual
right,
reality,
and people like ran away because we weren't ready for it. Now we're in the age of AI, and everyone's so excited. Now everyone's getting the glasses and they're recording everything that they do and blah, 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 blah. And also I think too, they reframed them. We saw that one commercial with the sports. They were skiing.
Yeah.
And they had the glasses
I was about
on.
to say the streamers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that now with their presence and how they've kind of like ascended into pop culture. I think now is the perfect time.
Yeah, now's the time. And now people like we're seeing like the TikTok videos where people are like using the cam footage when they're interacting with people or whatever the case may be.
Absolutely.
I do like the new positioning with like the sports and recording, you're going down the slope and this is, a diamond slope, blah, 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 or you're hiking or mountain climbing, whatever, rock climbing, So I think that they changed the positioning. But what is funny is that there's concerns that have been brought up about the privacy because, at least from what I read, this is alleged, I don't know, but high level, it said along the lines that people have forgotten that they signed these privacy agreements with Meta that their data could be viewed. And so people are living their lives, going to the bathroom, having intercourse, going to the bank and ATMs, popping in their PIN, probably doing their taxes, showing their social security number.
You think people are wearing it like that?
Absolutely, because there wouldn't be this type of concern unless people were doing it.
I thought it was more on like a hypothetical.
No,
they could potentially wear it here, and here.
No, there are reports.
The intercourse thing I've already heard about.
There are reports, but you think if you're out and about on a Saturday recording and you happen to stop at the ATM,
that's tough.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm almost certain that you could probably get prescription. Yeah, they have prescription Ray-Bans.
Yes, they do.
So I can almost certainly bet that you can get
Meta Ray-Bans.
Absolutely. I don't know that to be for sure, but I can almost guarantee that you're able to.
We'll get there. I don't think they're out yet. I think we'll get there for sure.
Because
imagine you got to charge. Like, imagine you had to charge those glasses you got on.
Right, but you don't. That doesn't mean that you need to have the
I thought it was
camera working.
I thought it was just for like more style, style like not a fashion statement, but like a social thing. It's like, oh yeah, I got these glasses, blah blah blah. What does it say?
Hold on, I'm gonna look and see glasses Meta.
Like, this is what we signed up for,
I am seeing
cool, and you don't even realize like there could be someone on the other end of that.
What does that say? Ray-Ban Meta glasses, prescription lenses. There's no way you're making glasses that are not able to have an inscription, have a prescription in them. Because me as a person who wears glasses regularly, I wouldn't be able to utilize them because I need prescriptions. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be able to just wear them like regular around if there's no prescription in them. I can't see.
No, I was just thinking about other like harmless stuff that you could use them for. Like I would have loved it while we were in Thailand. Like I would have
that'd been
the
great.
whole thing. You know
That'd been great. You have a whole vlog right here.
What?
Like literally every day. Like that's a great thing. But what I'm saying is I think it is concerning because it's
Someone
not
could be on
reported.
The other end. Yeah.
It's actually happening that people are showing up at banks and everything else doing their regular lives, and all of their information is out there.
And they have all this footage.
Willingly. That's the thing. Willingly,
you've
given it away.
Yeah, you just brought another tool in for for the government to, kind of invade your privacy.
Exactly. And so if people are reviewing the footage,
there's got to be a way to turn it off, though.
No, there's definitely a way to turn it off, but that doesn't mean that in them doing research and development R&D, right, that they're not trying to see how are the glasses being used? How do they know how the glasses are being used? By going back and watching the footage.
You've been very passionate.
I'm just saying I am very passionate, but how would they know if they would know by going back, watching footage to understand how their users are interacting with their product? That footage is going to be footage of you with your partner doing whatever you're doing, and people are looking at that. So I just, I guess this is more of it's on my mind, and I hope it's on your mind if you got a pair of Ray-Bans.
I'm about to say, how would you feel if I brought some in here?
No.
Please?
Do what you want.
Well, actually, I want it for my birthday.
Okay. We're done. We're done.
I love the way you look like that. Okay. I love when you look like that.
And we're done. On that note, we're going to wrap it up. If you would like to hang out with us more,
you'll see me with them on next time.
Please, your birthday is not okay. Please head over to the website at cremebrulee.com. That's KRIMBERLE.com. If you have any questions that you want us to answer on the show, please email us at cremebrulee@gmail.com. And also follow us on our socials at Cremebrulee is our page together, and the podcast has a page at Millennial Minds Podcast. So you can follow us over there. Anything else, babe?
I was gonna go head up to the office, but it's
okay.
It's like
and that's a no.
I'm good.
So
Thank
peace
you.
out, guys.
Appreciate you.